What is up? It is Zane here, and today I'm with Simon from Dark Palace Audio, and we're about to just hang out with the developer and react to their plugins live, so let's flip and go.
Yeah, hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so how long have you been in the... Oh, actually, okay, you know what? Let's just react to your plugin, and then I'm gonna ask some crazy questions, okay? So, here's our little basic song. We have a couple sounds to experiment with. Obviously, it's not that professional, but maybe your plugins will help it out a little bit. What's the crazy, like I need some rhythmic one. What's the rhythmic plugin we can add from your company?
The rhythmic plugin.
Or what will like mess up this sound a lot? Because I feel like this sound needs to change drastically.
So what you could use here is the Sloth,
Sloth, alright, let me
which
find
is
Sloth
the slew
right now.
rate limiter. So that is basically, so it's not a limiter in a typical sense, but it's a slew rate limiter, which means it will stop it will limit how fast transients and let's say like how fast the audio waveform can rise and fall. And that could be used to, for example, make the sound really nicely distorted and crush it a bit. So you can grab one of the two sliders in the bottom.
Just increase it. Right here? Oh, heck yeah, there we go. Completely changed the sound super quick. But it didn't change it super a lot. Like, I can still hear it. Oh, now we're completely messing with it. Very unique GUI though. I've never seen the shapes look like this before. What the heck?
Thank you.
And it's adding some nice distortions and also cutting some of the nasty harmonics that I didn't want. Let's tame it a little bit though.
That's basically the idea. So one trick that you can do is you can either do what I call symmetric slew rate limiting, which is if the two sliders are roughly the same value. And then it will mostly become a bit darker.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And like that you can also use the link button to change both at the same time, which makes it handy.
Okay, I see it now.
Or if you want to go for a more gnarly, distorted, ugly sound, then you can make it asymmetric. And that would mean like you leave one slider at 0 and the other one you dial in to your liking.
Oh, it turns it into like a bass almost.
Yeah, and that creates that sound. You can also increase the output volume then, of course, if you're missing a bit of volume, because basically what it does, it really limits how far up the actual waveform can go. And that is a really nice distortion, crunchy sound that I haven't seen that much in digital audio, to be honest.
Yeah, and it sounds really clean too.
Thank you. Yeah, the idea is that if you say you have an analog amplifier, some op amp, then they all have a certain slew rate, and especially in older designs, those slew rates were very limited. And that's basically what inspired this plugin.
And I just rescaled it so huge though. It's vector GUI, like it's super HD.
You can basically scale it up as far as you want on a Retina or 4K display or whatever.
Okay.
And we don't use vector graphics, but everything is calculated in OpenGL shaders. So that means it's pixel perfect and it runs on your GUI.
So code-based?
Yeah, and the graphics have no impact on the CPU or whatever, so the CPU can basically really focus on doing the audio processing, which means also it's really effective when it comes to performance and running in older systems.
Optimized as heck.
Yes.
Let's check out some more plugins though, because I know you got 3 at least released, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
we have 3 out, and we are currently working on a small freebie, which will be, let's say, a small part of the butterfly that was our latest release. So this is a all-pass filter, which means by default you don't hear that much. But what you can do is, so this is just one all-pass filter with a second order, which means Chameleon 2. But you could load Chameleon X, which is a lot of all-pass filters, all stacked together.
Okay, Chameleon
And
X.
this
Yeah,
is
there's like a bunch of
basically,
different chameleons. I was like, which one do I choose?
yes.
This one's the
And this one
craziest
is
one?
basically, yes, it has the full options. And this is basically, if you know Kilohertz Disperser,
A little bit,
this is
yeah.
inspired by that. And you can really go to like crazy sounds here,
So what knob
especially.
should I turn here? I want to like widen it a
Mhm.
little bit.
That's the leftmost knob.
Oh, there we go. What will really mess it up? Because I hear a little bit.
You can increase the number in the bottom center, which is the amount of modes that you get. Which it goes up all to 100, which means on each side you get 100 modes.
Sounds a little fluttery. What is this pre-phase flip? Oh, it just flips it a little bit.
Exactly, so that flips the phase, and you can do it before the processing, after the processing, or no phase flip at all.
Can I boost the effect even more?
For that, you would need to increase the number to like 100, like the full thing.
Oh, I hear it now. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So, we already tested Sloth, we already tested Chameleon. Let's test Butterfly really fast. Actually, I have some vocals. Are you down to hear some super cringy vocals from me?
Yeah, sure. Let's go
Oh
for it.
no. Oh man, I'm so cringed out right now, but okay, let's just go. So how can we fuck with the stereo? So I have like some reverb on it, I have some distortion.
So what you could do
exactly
is
this?
grab the rightmost fader on the right side. This one. So this will bring up the side signal, which makes it really wide.
Which one? This one right here?
Yeah, this one. So this controls the volume of the side.
Okay.
And what you could also do is there is this small widget with the S on the right side,
Right
to the
here?
right. Yep. So this is an upwards compressor. So this is the center channel, and this is the side channel, and this is some upwards compression.
So it like makes it louder, more?
Exactly. So it will act if you're below the threshold, and it will make it higher. So you need to drag the threshold a bit up. That's the ratio. And
It
you need to
sounds
grab it on the bottom.
pretty loud, honestly, like in a good way, like almost too loud. But obviously, I'm just scared of my vocals, so I'm not trying to boost it super loud. What are these clocks, though? What is this exactly?
They are a delay effect. So what you can do is you can delay the mid or the side channel, and with that create some feeling of depth to it.
Ooh.
But another interesting thing that you could try is in the bottom left there is this MS button. If you click, so right now it's working in mid-side mode, now it's working in left-right mode. And if you
I hear it.
if you change it to left-right and then set one of the clocks to 0 and one of the other clocks to like the full, then you will get some very weird phasing effects and comb filtering.
I like how this sounds, though. It adds way more depth, super quick, actually. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, how much. And what are these, like, filters?
Exactly, so with that you can, right now, left-right mode, you can filter the left or the right channel, like low end, high end.
So this is left side, this is right side here?
Yes, if you right click it, you can also change like the steepness and also turn it into a shelf.
Wow. That is very smart coding here.
And that was intended for if you have a stereo mix and, for example, want to make the bass and like the low mids just appear on the mid channel, you can have that with those filters, which helps to get a better stereo image in total, because one, you cannot locate bass anyway, like left right, that's just not how bass works. And if you clean up the bass on the side channel, then you have more room for the higher frequencies, which also allows for a more punchy mix.
Yeah, I mean, so far though, I really like everything about these plugins, the GUI, the simple functionality, the high quality, like everything is really good so far. But
Thank you.
you have your own project file. You wanna check that out maybe
Oh,
and give
sure.
some final thoughts?
So let's just listen to it in solo, so without any plugins engaged.
Hey, hey, hey. Got some synthwave up in this.
Exactly, that's synthwave. This is my music. I go by the name of Neuromantic. Feel free to check it out. Okay, let's add Butterfly to it, as this is our latest plugin. And I have it just at the end of my processing chain. And what I will do is I will cut a little bit on the lows on the side channel, and you will hopefully be able to hear how the mix gets way more defined and nicer.
It's on your entire mix?
It's on the entire mix, yes.
Okay.
This is designed as a mastering plugin. It has really high quality filters, and that's the idea from that. And I will also boost a little bit with the shelf on the mid channel, and that will also give us a nice thumpy and low bass response.
Okay.
So this is now cutting on the side, and of course I can get it really up high.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Which is a bit too much, I would say, but let's go for like 200 Hertz. And now let's boost the low end on the mid channel.
Ooh. I see it.
And this, of course, is quite a lot of boost. This is now 6 dB of boost.
So you can turn it into a low filter, like cutting stuff, and then you can turn it into a boost
Exactly.
filter and boosting some frequencies.
Yes. Or I can also use it as a shelf to bring it down. If you would want to do that. That would be one application, and then I might want to say, oh, now I want the sides to be a bit more wider, and I would use the side gain. This is now 5 dB of gain on the side, so it's really, really wide.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is, all our plugins have this mix and phase and diff, so you can do the diff. Then you just hear the difference, so this is what the plugin is changing. And this can be used for nice effects. Or if you say, this is nice, but it's a bit too much, then you just drag down the mix a little bit, so it's fully parallel. We have oversampling up to 16 here, if we want that. And the mix, of course, is also time compensated for that oversampling. Let's do one more nice trick that I really love on the drums. So now let's just go for the drums solo.
Are you a pro producer too? These are like good vibes. What the heck?
Thank you. So here we have this upwards compressor. So it will work whenever the signal is below the threshold. Right now it's not engaged because the ratio is at 1. I can bring it up to, let's say, 1 to 4. And again, this is on the side channel. And the higher I put the threshold, the more aggressive it gets.
It's very
Right,
drastic changes though on the stereo and
Yes.
on the frequency spectrum, which I like a lot.
So right now we're in fast mode, we get 3 timings. You also get like the explanation if you click this question mark, then you see the timings.
Oh, we
So
even
fast,
got
obviously, is the
descriptions on
faster.
the knobs.
Yes. And this fast one, it's really fast. It tends to distort a little bit. If you say, that's a bit too crunchy, then you can change it to slow or medium.
So, okay, real quick though, I don't want to distract you too much, but how are you developing these plugins? Is this Juice or what?
Yes, this is Juice. All the rendering is done with a custom-written OpenGL framework. So that's basically
How are you
doing all the
this like
graphics.
smart to develop all this? Are you like you have a lot of experience in development or what?
So after university, I did a PhD in physics, and after that, I thought, okay, 10 years in physics, that's enough for me.
Dang.
I want to do like some real work and not just calculating things on paper. So I switched into software development, and I've worked in automotive, in embedded systems, also network programming a bit. And basically that's where I hopefully learned a little bit. And that really helped me with developing those plugins. And then, of course, doing music since I was a small child and playing on the pans and pots of my parents in the kitchen. So
it all came
music
together.
has always been, yes, music has always been a very important part of my life. And just being able to do this as a moonlighting hobby and also developing some very nice plugins that others might like and might enjoy, that's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell they go really deep. I mean, is there any secrets though in any of these plugins? Like, do you put any like super weird stuff that only you would know, or is it mostly all just very like to the point?
I would say there is no Easter egg in it, but for Sloth, I can briefly show that to you. So here in Reaper, you can get all the, let's say, automatable parameters. And you have like the things, the rise, the fall, the linking, and so on. But there is this one threshold thing that I think nobody has found. I won't tell you what it does, but try it out. It's also a very nice and interesting
Can we hear it?
Also very gnarly effect. I don't want to spoil you.
Come on.
It's
We
really
have
something.
we have to.
Yeah, okay. So this is now the normal thing. And
Okay.
with this lane here, I can now change the threshold.
So you're modulating in your DAW?
Yes, so this is not available via the UI, it's just via automation.
Oh,
So
this is an
by
actual
dragging-
secret right here.
Yes, exactly. You can basically adjust the threshold at which the slew rate limiting will kick in.
How drastic
This
can it
is-
change your sound? Like, can it completely mess it up, or what is it exactly doing? Like,
So if it's at the very top, then like the threshold is all up at digital 1, so to say. So nothing is happening,
okay.
and it will only start to act once I'm at a certain threshold. So this now gets really distorted, really crunchy. And if I get it back to 0,
Oh,
then it's like the normal slew rate limiting again. But being able to switch like when the slew rate limiting kicks in, that's the thing that you can change with the volume at which the slew rate limiting kicks in.
why is this
that's
effect
what-
so clean though?
Yeah, that's basically the trick
I like it.
the secret that I can share.
Thank you for that. All right, so I really enjoyed this little showcase. Any, I guess, final thoughts on these plugins, or are you more hyped on your future releases?
Thanks to you for making those videos. It's really nice to see content creators support small developers because like everyone of course is talking about baby audio and FabFilter and waves and whatnot. But there are so many talented and great developers out there. It's really nice to see that they're also getting some attention because obviously we don't have the big marketing budgets.
Yeah, I
and
like
everything
the
that,
rare
so
stuff
that's
though.
highly
You know how
appreciated.
the top companies are. I mean, do you have any controversial opinions on the audio industry right now? Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Absolutely, I have it. So if you check our website, there is an FAQ, and it's darkpalace.studio if you want to check it out. And our plugins are listed at a really reasonable price, and we don't do any sales because we think sales are just a stupid thing because well, basically the reduced price is the actual price that the companies pay or ask the buyers to pay, and everyone who buys at full price is like the stupid guy who paid too much. So we don't like that, so we don't do any sales.
Me
Our
neither.
plugins are DRM free. You get like no weird it won't run in 5 years anymore. We're like really on that. If you buy it, you own it.
Yeah, you have
And
clap
again-
plugins too. That's pretty ahead of the curve.
Yes, we are a strong supporter of Clap, and we are also a strong supporter of Linux plugins. Because
Nice.
Linux is also very underrated.
Yep.
And especially with all the Windows 11 stuff coming up, basically disabling Windows 10.
I hate Windows.
So that's basically that. Check out the plugins. We have a 30-day refund policy. So if you're not happy with any of that, then you're
They're
free,
affordable though, so
to get. Yes,
I think they're
that's the
fairly,
idea
fairly
there.
priced. They could be
Yes.
way more. They could be 10x the price and still be worth.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on the future of your company? Like, you're gonna keep posting plugins every couple months or every now and
absolutely.
then, rarely?
We have started last year, and basically Sloth was released around a year ago, roughly, like a year and a week. We have been doing pretty great, so never thought that it would get this much of an
15k
impact. which
views
is-
on YouTube? You
Yeah,
marketed though? You
it-
paid for some marketing and stuff?
We did have some content creators showing that, and we did have some paid ads. And of course, we will continue to develop plugins. The next one will be this part of Butterfly, this lower part, which we call the spread EQ. We haven't shown it here yet, but this will be available as a freebie in, I don't know, some month, weeks perhaps. Let's see how fast
So
it
you
goes.
keep updating your plugins? You don't just release it and move on
Yes.
to the next?
Yes, we are a strong believer in giving continued support, and
I don't do that.
We will also, we will definitely, if we have a feature that is easily supported in all of the plugins, then we will do it. So basically, the first version of Sloth that we released didn't have this mid-side function. It was just left-right. But as we added it for our second plugin, the Chameleon series, we also ported it back to Sloth,
Okay.
because it's a very nice addition, and yeah,
It is drastic too,
it's-
for the sound.
yes.
So do you have any unreleased plugins you're working on right now, or all of these are like the only thing you really got?
Those are the three that we have. I do have some, let's say, pet projects, but they're not in any state that could be shown.
Is there a release date or plan you have for those, like within the year, or is it gonna take a while? Because I know some developers
So-
are quick, some take a while.
So last year we managed 2 plugins, so Sloth and Chameleon. This year we released Butterfly. So I would hope that our next plugin is also perhaps out sometime this year, but I cannot promise anything there. As I said, we have full-time jobs on the side, and so whenever we have the time, we do this because it's a lot of fun and we really enjoy using it. But I cannot promise any specific date yet.
Well, I really love the plugins. I'm excited for
Thank you.
your future releases. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for sharing this with your viewers. And if there are any questions, just comment me, Simon at ddertbAg.studio. Write me an email, and I'm happy to discuss anything.
Yep, check out darkpalace.studio. Super lit plugins. Chase your flippin' dreams no matter what. I also got some crazy plugins coming soon. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.